The Stepford Wives. I haven't actually watched this movie. I really need to. I've actually got it, but I've never got round to watching it. And I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe men do really want that kind of wife, assuming you want a wife at all, which I don't. But it's not so much the women themselves that interests me here. It's the conformity, and a lot of people don't realise that their behaviour is not their own. There's no individualism. I mean, we like to mock the Chinese, for example, claiming that they all look the same, or that they haven't got any individual personality. They actually think we look the same, actually. I mean, I don't see how we do, but that's what they think. And maybe they, cows can presumably recognise each other. If I see a cow or a horse, it really does look very similar to the other horses and cows, but I'm not a cow. I can't differentiate. I'm maybe looking for different things. So this movie kind of sums up Western behaviour, which is against individuality. And a lot of people think diversity is some kind of, whether you think you're a man, woman, or bisexual horse or something. That's not what real diversity means. The true diversity is when people have genuinely different opinions based upon their own personal research. That is diversity. It's not the diversity they push down our throats, right? If we had genuine diversity, I'd be able to say whatever I wanted on Twitter or Google or Facebook, which I don't use, and within reason, I'll be allowed to do that. I mean, why can't I say that face masks don't work? Why can't I say that COVID has been either completely faked or massively exaggerated? Why can't I point out that the death rate hasn't actually gone down? Why can't I point out that lots of people are getting side effects from being vaccinated? Why can't I point out that the death rate in 2020 was pretty similar to previous years? In fact, in a 20-year average for the 20 years before COVID-19 came on the scene, 2020 was average for those 20-year period in terms of deaths per 100,000, which is how they usually do it for some reason. So I feel as if I should be allowed to say what I want. In reality, I'm not. But even if the government didn't persecute me, which they do, not directly necessarily, but via their agents, the government spend a lot of money persecuting people who don't play ball. I am not an anarchist and I'm not a revolutionary. I'm just someone who wants fairness in society. We're all being played. They bring in immigrants and then they frame immigrants for things they never did. They get their actors to stand outside cinemas talking about Allah in order to get you to dislike them. These people are actors. We're being played, right? Berlin car crashes, running over children, Texas car crashes, Sandy Hook, blah, blah, blah. They're all faked. They're all faked. Why they do it, I don't know. It's so wicked. I just can't understand it. I don't know why I do know why they do it. I don't know why they'd want to do it because I think it's crazy, but they do it. I mean, I can't understand the behaviour of mass murderers and people like that. It's not what I would do. It's not what you would do. But just because you wouldn't do it, just because you wouldn't want to do it, it doesn't mean there aren't people out there who wouldn't want to do these things. There are maniacs out there. Many of the biggest maniacs are working in government, right? They're government. They're psychos, and they want to have power so that they can make our lives a misery. It's how they get their kicks. So, and the biggest problem we face is them, because without billions of compliant people who can do the jobs and so on, but can't think for themselves, these crimes would not be possible. The government know that the average person will never think for themselves, has got no, that's why they divert people's attention. And it's not just me who said it. Frank Zappa and George Carlin, And many other people have pointed out the negative television and sports. The great William Cooper did it as well. And that's why I don't watch television. But most people do, and most people get their opinions from the television and from the radio. And because the people they meet in their daily life don't seem to dispute anything, they believe that must be true because, well, you're the only person who says so. That's how they make their judgments about life. You think that, but how can so many other people be wrong? Well, unfortunately, in fact, millions of people can be wrong, and one person can be right. But my uploads get a tiny audience. I've got 11 followers at the moment. I think that will probably reduce in time. Very few people see my videos, very few people promote my videos, very few people help. And even the people who do help somehow will always kind of disappoint you because there's a million things you can do wrong. If you do something wrong, they'll hate you, but if you do something right, they'll forget it. This is the way the world is. So I might kick off tonight by watching The Stepford Wives. Oh, okay, since I've got a few more minutes, I'll tell you some movies that you definitely should see that I have seen. The Manchurian Candidate, the original one, 12, black and white, 12 Angry Men, which is fantastic, with Henry Fonda. Failsafe, also Henry Fonda, fantastic. Doctor Strangelove with Peter Sellers, another fabulous movie. A Face in the Crowd, which is absolutely stunning. A Face in the Crowd. Okay, and these are all political movies. Try and find them and watch them and you'll enjoy it. You can thank me later.